World leaders met in Paris today to talk about the climate. The shooter who attacked Planned Parenthood is under arrest, and Cyber Monday is in full swing. I'm Kennerly Benradi.
And I'm Anthony Anderson. These are tonight's lead stories.
Live on Crete Channel 21, this is DCTV News.
Today's talks at the Climate Summit in France reflect the long-running dispute about whether developing nations share the same burden as industrialized nations in regard to pollution. The U.S. has been pressing poor, developing countries like India to make ambitious pledges to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions as part of a climate agreement. President Barack Obama met today with President Xi Jinping of China, a country which has started taking aggressive action to curb emissions. President Obama also met with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has argued repeatedly that climate change isn't India's fault.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin says his country is ready to cut its greenhouse gas emissions by almost one-third over the next 15 years compared with 1990 levels. Putin also said that a future global climate deal must include commitments from both developing and developed countries. Together, the United States, Canada, and 9 European countries are pledging nearly $250 million to help the world's most vulnerable countries adapt to the impacts of climate change, including rising seas and droughts, more than $50 million of which will come from the United States.
President Barack Obama is urging Russia to decrease tensions with Turkey. This comes after the shoot-down of a Russian jet by Turkish forces, whom President Obama expressed regret for the death of the Russian pilot and crew member. President Obama and Vladimir Putin met briefly on the sidelines of global climate talks outside Paris. President Obama also told Putin that Syrian President Bashar Assad must leave power in the transition to end Syria's civil war. Therefore, President Obama is also calling on Russia to focus its airstrikes in Syria on Islamic State militants, not rebels fighting Assad.
The man accused of opening fire at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado made his first court appearance today. Robert Deere is accused of killing a police officer and 2 civilians, one being an Iraq war veteran and the other a mother of 2 who were going with a friend to the clinic. The rampage touched off an hours-long standoff and shootout Friday that also left 9 other people in the hospital. The judge has sealed court documents for Deere, which includes an arrest warrant and a search warrant for his home. However, prosecutors said making them public would jeopardize the ongoing investigation.
Texas is threatening to take legal action against an agency that settles refugees in the United States. This is because the agency plans to defy Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott by continuing to accept Syrian refugees. This agency, the International Rescue Committee, hasn't cooperated with the directive to relocate Syrians somewhere other than Texas. Abbott is among more than 24 governors who have vowed to block efforts to resettle Syrians, even though the Obama administration has told them that they don't have the legal authority to do so.
Retailers are rolling out online deals today during Cyber Monday. However, shoppers these days are online all the time, and therefore the shopping holiday is not raking in as much cash as it was expected to. Still, today is expected to be the biggest online shopping day of the year, with an estimated $3 billion in sales. Similar to Black Friday, many retailers no longer wait for Monday to roll out Cyber Monday deals. However, these deals will still end at midnight tonight.
Well, Ryan, it is cold outside. Snow and rainy. Goodness gracious, I have to keep my clothes on now. But when are we going to see some warmer weather?
You know, it's going to warm up a little bit, not too much. The snow will be gone, but it will still remain cold for a while because, you know, it is December almost tomorrow, and It's winter, so, you know, clothes are going to be necessary.
Around this area, you know, sometimes it's still warm where I'm back, you know, where I'm from.
So, you know, still take your clothes off, I guess. I don't know. We'll have the forecast probably when DCTV comes back.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks. giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Boom. All right, we had a cold day. It was snowing all day, as you can probably tell if you just went outside or opened your window. So right now we got some snowy, foggy weather. It's about 30 degrees. We had a high of about 34, low of 23. That's basically what we're going to be looking at all winter long. Snow and fog and just some light wind. Let's take a look at what it's actually looking outside right now. Basically, we just got our snowstorm moving from Rocky Mountains over. It's just moving north, and it'll hit a little bit tomorrow morning, but that's about it. We have some rain coming up from Kansas and Oklahoma that will hit southern Nebraska, maybe a little bit of Crete. If we look at what's happening tomorrow, it's just we get that tail end of the snowstorm. Shouldn't get too much, maybe a little bit of scattered storms in the morning, but that's about it. It should clear up a little bit, but it'll remain cold. So let's take a look at our forecast. So Tuesday we got just our scattered showers, 35, and then it just progressively warms up a little bit. Just some regular partly cloudy on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday hit a 42. Nice partly sunny skies. Let's go to the weekend before anything else happens. 43s for the weekend. Nice and sunshiny for you. Got that going.
Sounds great.
It's amazing.
Actually, it sounds terrible. It's going to be really cold.
Yeah, well, you know. I'm going to leave.
Deer season is officially over for Lincoln, Nebraska, meaning some residents no longer have to fear going outside. Landowners in the outskirts of Lincoln say the surrounding areas are prime hunting ground, and they try to stay. I'm sorry, that was funny. That was funny stuff. What was I saying? One resident says he has had an incident nearly every year since 1981. Lancaster County Sheriff Terry Wagner said his deputies respond to complaints of gunshots during hunting season nearly every year. However, there have been no hunting accidents in Lincoln this year. Though, according to the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission, there have been 7 non-fatal hunting accidents statewide this year.
3 new airlines might be able to take you from McCook to Denver for less than $100. That is for one-way trips anyway. Currently, only one airliner has the contract to fly out of McCook to Denver, but the airport is considering 3 new contracts. The 3 airlines in consideration are Boutique Air, Aerodynamics Incorporated, and Great Lakes Aviation. Great Lakes has the current contract.
A historic streetcar barn is among 2 Omaha sites that have been added to the National Register of Historic Places. The streetcar barn was built in 1909 for the Omaha and Council Bluffs Street Railway. It is a result of the modernization of Omaha's transportation at the turn of the 20th century. The former car barn is now a post office annex. Plans call for a year-round public market in the building in 2017. The other property added to the National Register is the Polish Home in southeast Omaha. The Polish Home was a center for Polish-American social life for nearly 60 years, but now it's a museum featuring Latino and Hispanic art and history. These 2 properties join Nebraska's more than 1,000 properties listed on the National Register. There are 3 here at Doane.
The University of Nebraska at Lincoln will be hosting a discussion about the Syrian refugee crisis. The talk will be held with a panel of experts, including Abla Hassan, who came to the university as a Fulbright scholar in 2007. She had planned on going back to Syria, but the civil war kept her from returning. Hassan now oversees UNL's Arabic Language and Culture program. The panel will also include 2 representatives from the Yazidi community in Lincoln, who experienced religious persecution in Iraq and Syria before fleeing to the United States.
Nebraska and Creighton both earned seeds for the NCAA volleyball tournament that opens this weekend. University of Nebraska's team sits at number 4 and will play Harvard and Lincoln on Friday night. Creighton University earned the 16th spot and will open in Chapel Hill, North Carolina against Coastal Carolina. The National College semifinals and final will be at the CenturyLink Center in Omaha on December 17th and 19th. Well, I was going to tease myself, but if you want to.
No. Well, the Broncos won a nail-biter yesterday. That was a crazy game. Can you tell me more? What's going on in the world of sports this weekend?
that was a great game. My heart. Women's basketball improves to 6-4. Doane wrestling sees some more dominance on the mat, and a Doane football player takes national honors. All that and more when Doane Weekly continues.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah.
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Brian.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The American dream need not forever be deferred.
This is the richest and the most powerful country.
Savings Man here with a story for you about two young spenders named Tommy and Sue. Their parents let them buy whatever they chose, like video games and designer clothes. As they grew older, they spent all their pay on fancy cars, houses, 2 lattes a day. They lived in the moment, never saving a dime. When they tried to retire, they'd run out of time. Working forever is Tom and Sue's fate, so choose to save now before it's too late. Visit our website to find out more, cause a happy ending's worth saving for.
In men's basketball, the Tigers lost a close one Tuesday with Concordia winning 84-81 against the Tigers. Doane is sitting at 3-7 on the season, winning only 30% of their games. In the GPAC, they set at 1 win and 2 losses. The men also play Hastings at home Wednesday and travel to number 9 Briar Cliff on Saturday. In women's basketball, the Tigers were able to eke out a victory against Ashford University. They won the next game 60-49 in their first matchup in the Ashford Classic. Yesterday, the Tigers took a 78-49 win over Mount Mercy University in the second game of the tournament. The Tigers are 6-4 overall and 0-3 in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Wednesday, the team will play Hastings College for a conference matchup, followed by number 7 Briar Cliff University Saturday. Off to a good start this year, the Doane wrestling team, now in their 3rd season, took home a win after a conference matchup against Midland University Tuesday. The Tigers fell behind 13-0 to begin the match against the number 12 Warriors, but after a series of pins and a crucial tide-turning victory by Doane's Lance Lucas, the Tigers were able to steal their 6th win of the season, 22-19. Doane went into the season ranked for the first time, and they have seen continued success, having lost no matches this year. Tomorrow in a home game match, the Tigers will host Graceland University. Their home opener will feature a military appreciation night, and hopes area veterans will attend. Garrett Borcher was announced today as a member of the Academic All-American team for the 2nd time in his career at Doane. The award is given annually to players by the College Sports Directors of America. The football season is officially over, with Doane completing the season in the first round of the playoffs a couple weeks ago in Kansas. Today, Doane's football coaches went on the road for the first time of this offseason as they begin recruiting for more success in the coming seasons. The Broncos came away with an overtime win against the now 10-1 New England Patriots. The Patriots were able to start the game off easy with a bad punt by Broncos punter Brandon Colquitt, putting the Patriots in scoring position, and a deflected pass thrown by Brock Osweiler turned interception, putting the Patriots up 14-0 at the start. However, Brock Osweiler and running back C.J. Anderson led the Broncos to a touchdown, leaving the halftime score 14-7. By the beginning of the fourth, the Broncos were down 14 points, but Denver turned around from scoring 17 points in the fourth quarter. After a tying field goal in the last 4 seconds of the game, the Patriots won the toss in overtime, but with a sack by Von Miller, Denver's defense stopped the Patriots in a crucial 3-and-out. 3 offensive plays later, C.J. Anderson scored his second touchdown of the game to win 30-24. This is backup Brock Osweiler's second career start and second career win. There's no word yet who will play next week against division rival San Diego, but Denver is starting to see a future with 3.5-year backup Brock Osweiler. That about does it for sports. How did the celebs do this weekend?
Well, lavishly, of course, but I have some juicier gossip for this week's entertainment, so stay tuned to DCTV after the break.
Where do you think you're going?
Is your body holding you back?
I want to go running. Not with that knee, you're not. I'm fine. Negative.
Your bones and joints can say no at any age.
With that shoulder, you're going to pick up that truck. Really?
Keeping you from working, playing, or just plain moving.
Let's not pick her up. What do you say?
Yet a lot of people who live with pain fight back.
Use your head. Save your back. My bride, my rules.
And regain their lives.
You gotta be kidding me.
Whoa. I'm going running. I'm going running.
Got to see this. Come on, pick it up.
Fight for your mobility. Find your own inspiration at anationinmotion.org. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Come on. I'll take it from here.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and 1 person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Who doesn't want to see Amy Schumer nude? Well, she thought so too, and decided to pose for an upcoming holiday calendar where she posed nearly nude with a cup of coffee and a surprised look. The calendar is not just any calendar either. It's for Pirelli, a 42-year-old calendar known for its risk models and classic strong photography. This year, the yearly pictures took on a different look, pulling models from distinguished women and photographing them in black and white. With yet another twist, no retouching. Schumer joins a cast of Serena Williams, Yoko Ono, Patti Smith, and Fran Lebowitz, along with 10 other women. Finally, a realistic look at women's bodies. However, I'll still take my hot fire calendar. Thank you. Pink may not be flecking perfect, but she is getting one step closer. The famous star has just been given a reason to move forward with another career move, but one that's going to have her try a little harder than just sing. Pink has been named a UNICEF ambassador and recently took a trip down to Haiti to begin her job. There she said it was a sobering effect to see the malnourished children and that she was excited to help out with the program she has always admired. Well, I don't know about you, but I see another Dear Mr. President song in the future, and we should all raise a glass to help the children she's going to help. Am I trying too hard? Just give me a reason to stop, and I will. And even more female empowerment news for you. J.J. Abrams, the director of the new Star Wars, The Force Awakens, says he's put a female as lead role because he wants moms to take their daughters to the movie. Abrams said he loved Star Wars growing up because it awakened his inner child and imagination. Now he hopes his Star Wars can do the same to not only boys but young girls too. What Abrams says he hopes more than anything is that the children see the unlimited possibility of hope in the world and that everyone feels a little better after they leave the movie. Well, it's working, Abrams, because I definitely pre-purchased my ticket. Are you a Scream Queens fan? Well then, now the time is to write Fox and let them know you want another season, or else it will be cut. Ratings are starting to appear about what shows will be cut and which are booming, so check the list to see if your favorite shows everyone else's or you're the lone wolf. Here are the shows that have been extended for the following season: Supergirl, Code Black, Life in Pieces, Limitless, Ex-Girlfriend, Law & Order, SUV Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, and Blind Spot. There is only one show currently that is definitely doomed on never returning, and that is Minority Report from Fox. There are a bunch of other shows that have not yet announced their continuation nor cancellation, but I mean, who really watches network television anymore? Netflix and Marvel's Jessica Jones, that's where it's at. Well, that does it for entertainment, but you know what grinds my gears? I have no idea. I was thinking about maybe my hair because the weather controls it, and I think it looks pretty terrible because of all the snow. So, that grinds my gears. Pretty great. What about you, Kennerly?
You know what grinds my gears? Like, when there's a big Christmas tree sitting behind you, and you keep hitting your hand on it, and it's kind of poking you. You know? I really don't like that.
Have you tried one of these cookies?
Oh, dude, are they good? There's a chocolate one right here.
I got some lemon.
That's good. That's a good cookie. It's a good cookie. What grinds your gears?
Oh, you know, what did you talk about?
The tree, right?
Yeah.
Right?
What is this right here? Like, my arm is in the tree. That grinds my gears tonight.
Oh, yeah. Pine needles.
There are pine cones falling on my head. All right, there's no pine cones in this tree. Thank you very much for watching DC TV tonight. We'll return before your face has a chance to lose that smile.